Welcome back to Forever Hardcore. This is episode 22. In the last episode, we built this ship, including the captain's quarters, in which I am now stood. I've been decorating it a bit. I just added a painting over the bed, which looks quite nice. There's also a gold block here with a crossbow. I was thinking about actually drawing an arrow in the crossbow and then putting it back in the item frame, just so it looks like it's ready to use. We've got a shovel on this side and an empty chest. There's also a cartography table, and I was thinking about later in the episode we could add a villager in here. I just maybe need to add some trapdoors up here to keep the villager locked in. Most likely the villager's profession would be the cartographer, but that would be pretty fun to get a villager in here now that the captain's quarters are all nicely decorated. Out here on the deck, things are looking quite nice as well. I went ahead and added a lever to the front of the ship right down here above these barrels. And this lever makes the dragon's head that I put on the front of the ship, it makes the mouth move up and down, which is pretty funny. Let's see if I can show that off. Yeah, there it is. I'm still fishing as well, trying to get that last nautilus shell that I need to craft a conduit. I also need to go to one of the ocean monuments that we cleared the Elder Guardians out of so that I can collect some prismarine so that we can use that conduit over here at the base. Later in the episode, I have plans to spawn a wither as well and craft a beacon. Ooh, a saddle. There should be the 8th and final nautilus shell that we needed to craft ourselves a conduit. Let's go ahead and craft it now. I have the other 7 nautilus shells here. We can offload this fish as well, and we'll grab a heart of the sea and move over to this crafting table right in here and craft ourselves up a beacon. Hey, we've done it. Oh, not a beacon, a conduit. What am I talking about? Beacon is what we're going to be getting next. Before we spawn the wither, let's collect some prismarine for our conduit. So to do that, we're going to go out to this ocean monument and mine some. Eventually we'll make a farm for prismarine, but first I need to drain down one of the ocean monuments. So I'm going to hold off on that for a little while. Let's go ahead and remove our gear. We're going to use 3 potions: invisibility, water breathing, and night vision, just like we did when we removed the Elder Guardians, so that we can sneak past the regular Guardians undetected and steal prismarine from the ocean monument. So let's go ahead out there now. Let's see, everything, all my armor's removed, Totem of Undying is off my hotbar, and let's go ahead and consume all 3 potions now. I don't need that axe on the hotbar, so we'll take night vision first, water breathing, and then we'll do invisibility. And I guess we'll just swim out there since we already removed our elytra. It won't take too long, and we have plenty of time before these potion effects wear off. Here we are at the ocean monument. I'm just gonna mine my way in. Actually, we could go in the front door, but I want to collect all of the different types of prismarine. But the other thing that I want to do here is connect up some of the rooms and maybe even grab some of this sponge. So I've just broken into a sponge room here, and even though it'll take a little bit longer with a pickaxe than a hoe, I think we'll just collect up a bunch of this sponge and take it with us as well. We should have plenty of time to do this and still collect the prismarine we need to make our conduit work. And now that we have our prismarine collected, let's set up our conduit. I think a good spot for it is just going to be under the dock for now. We can always move it later if we want to. So let's go beneath the piers and somewhere right around here. Let's see, is there enough space here? It looks like we might have to do it off the end of the pier, so that's fine. Let's place a block here. And I want to make a full conduit, so we're going to center it here, but I'm going to bring it up one block. Okay, not like that. Like that there. And we're going to put in the full conduit. So the conduit is actually going to sit right on top of this block. And as you can see, the conduit is already giving off a bit of light, which is very nice. That's one of the things that I want it for. The other is the water breathing. And we haven't even got the conduit active, and we're already getting the light from that block, which is great. Let's see, I want to bring these all up. And we just need to put the top on now to finish this off, which goes here. And now that all the prismarine is in place, we can remove this block here under the conduit, and it should activate and give us the water breathing effect. Yep, my air bubbles just filled up there. And the conduit also gives us, let's see, it's the water breathing, the night vision, and I think there's one more effect. If drowns show up, it may dispatch some of them for us, so that'll be a nice added protection bonus from having a conduit installed at the base. I've just bred these villagers here. We'll use this little guy later in the episode, put him in the boat. He'll be the new captain. We'll have to come up with a name for him. But now it's time to go to the end and spawn in the wither so that we can craft a beacon. Before we go through, let's grab our 3 wither skeleton skulls, which we already have. And in my inventory, I already have everything that we need. I have the area set up as well, so we just need to get over to the stronghold. The fastest way to get there is on the nether roof. Let's grab a rocket here, and we'll just follow the torches right over to the stronghold portal. And if we jump through here, straight ahead will be the portal to the end. Here we are back at the stronghold. Haven't been here in a while. No reason really to come here anymore. Let's jump through the end portal here, and the portal where we want to set up to defeat the wither is actually the exit portal. So we're going to go up the stairs here. I need to make this area a little nicer in the future. Let's go through this tower here, because I carved out a little hole in the obsidian. And over here to the exit portal, where I've already made stairs down, and I already mined out a room which is 5 by 5 and 3 high. I've got the obsidian in place already, so all we really need to do here is place the soul sand and then put the wither skeleton skulls on the front, and we'll spawn ourselves a wither. Before we do that though, I need to switch out my sword, because this sword here has knockback on it, and I want to make sure that the wither stays on the center block so that it gets glitched into the bedrock of the portal. That way we don't actually have to defeat the wither the hard way. We can just kind of cheese it here. So let's go ahead and place in these wither skeleton skulls, and then I'm going to need to back up just a little bit for the initial explosion. After that, we can go in and start landing some hits on the wither. Yeah, it looks like the wither is stuck in the exit portal, and so we can take some easy swings here with our diamond sword. You can see the wither's health bar is going down very quickly, and we're not taking any damage at all. After this, we should get a nether star, which is what the wither drops. There it is in my inventory, and we can use this nether star to craft a beacon. Let's go ahead and do that now. All I have to do is make a crafting table, and I should have everything we need already in my inventory. So if we place the nether star in with some obsidian and then surround it in glass, we've just crafted our very first beacon. We'll leave this room set up for future wither fights, because it'll be really easy to leave this here. And I don't think it'll reset either if we decide that we want to respawn the Ender Dragon. And to leave is perfectly easy. We just jump through the exit portal here, and it looks like we set our spawn last in the captain's quarters bed, which is perfect. Let's go ahead and see if our villager friend has grown up. I don't know where I want to place this beacon yet, so I'm just going to put it here on the dock. And let's go check on our villager. I doubt he's grown up much. We can also swap our swords back out again. And I think we'll put this sword back in the chest in just a minute, but for now it's fine. To stay in my inventory, yeah, the villager hasn't grown up yet. We can get him out of there, though, and put him in a boat. It looks like this boat here is occupied by a parrot. They wander in sometimes from the jungle. I think there's one out in the ocean somewhere, too, a blue one. But, yeah, we just want to grab a new boat, and I think I have some maybe in this chest here. Okay, this one has a chest in it. It's a boat with chests, so we'll just craft a new one. Oh, it looks like there are 2 baby villagers in the breeder now. I guess that is to be expected. Let's go ahead and remove this piece of glass temporarily. Oh no, I freed them. Here, we'll put that guy in the boat, and maybe this guy can go in too. Well, we can just lock him back in, I guess. It's okay if he grows up outside the enclosure, though. I'm just gonna leave the glass like that, and we'll use the boat to slip out. Okay, now we can wait for this child villager to grow up, and we'll put him over there in the ship. Let's just transport him a little bit closer. I managed to get the villager into the captain's quarters here on the ship. He loves jumping on that bed, and I'm hoping that he'll keep jumping on the bed. Where'd he go? Okay, over to the window is fine. We've got the trapdoors shut, and all I need to do is sneak out now without the villager following me. Let's see if I can do that quickly. So I'll open this door. No! No, you stay in! Where are you going? Oh, these villagers drive me nuts. All right, let me see if I can get him back. Where did he go? Oh, there he is, out in the water. Well, that's no good. He should try to find this bed. Can you pathfind to the bed? You cannot. Okay, you're the worst villager ever. Let's see if we can get him back in a boat at least. And then we'll get him back in that room eventually. Oh, I was so close. All right, you get in here. Okay, he's back in there. We're going to wait for him to grow up, and then we'll remove the blocks at the door, and that villager should be trapped in there. While we're waiting for the villager to grow up, let's go ahead and place in a temporary beacon base using iron blocks from our iron farm. Let's see, what do I have in here? 1, 2, 3. It's a 7x7, so that'll give us a 3-tier beacon, I think. Let's fill this all in and just see if I've done this correctly. Okay. Yeah, 3-tier beacon. So that should be good enough to give us at least one of the beacon effects. But we have plenty of iron, so if we want to make this a little bit bigger, I think we can. We just have to remove a couple of blocks here at the corner. Yeah, why don't we make it just 1 tier higher? All right, that's the beacon base in. We've got 4 tiers, and we're gonna place the beacon up on top. I do want a better place for this beacon to go in the future, but for now, it'll be fine up here on the shore here, and it'll give us some beacon effects to help keep us safe when we're at the spawn area. All right, let's place the beacon down, and we're gonna wanna activate this beacon by putting in, I'm gonna use iron ingots because I have so many of them. And let's go ahead and lock in the regeneration. Let's see, how do you do that? Iron ingot in. Okay, did we get it? It didn't consume my iron ingot. And I think the other thing that we want here is probably, ooh, haste would be nice for mining, but resistance is also good. I guess we'll lock in, I can always switch it later. Let's just do haste. So we'll lock that one in. And did we also get the regeneration? Okay, we do now. I see the icons in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, the heart and the pickaxe. So we have both of those effects now whenever we're within range of the beacon. So that'll be nice. Plus, we get the conduit effects whenever we're out here in the water. Yeah, there we go. We've got all 3 effects now. Our villager has grown up, and so we're going to need a name for this guy. He's taken the cartographer profession, but he is the captain of this ship. And let's go ahead and lock in a trade with this cartographer villager. I have a bunch of sugar cane, so we can use the paper that we craft to level this guy up. I forget what all the trades are. I know they're mostly just maps, which aren't particularly useful. Oh, that's interesting. He gives us a map to a taiga village. I think I already know where there is one. And a savanna village. I may purchase these maps later. That's a new feature to me. Well, leave your name suggestions down in the comments below. I have my own idea, but I'm interested to see what you guys think would be a good name for this guy. See you later, Captain. You know what we should really do, and maybe I can squeeze it into this episode, is actually build a sugarcane farm here at spawn. We have one over on the Mushroom Island, but if we had one here, we could also get emeralds from the cartographer by trading paper. I think that would be a good trade to set up in this area. For now, we just have, we have a few stacks of sugarcane, but if we craft this all into paper, we won't have enough for our farm. So I think I'm going to hold off on that. And where can we fit a farm in for sugarcane? Maybe right over here. I was thinking about clearing this area anyway for another build. And we could work the sugarcane farm maybe into the basement. Let's do a little terraforming, clear some of these trees away, and see if we can fit a farm and a house into this little area here. I might not have enough time in this episode to finish it, but we can definitely start on it. This guy down here is my Fletcher villager. Can I get in? Yeah, there we go. I used to trade sticks to this guy for emeralds, but we haven't traded with him in quite some time. Power 2 and strength 2 arrows. As you can see, I've done a bit of clearing of the land here, and I've already started putting in a foundation for what is going to be the next build here using stone brick. The foundation of this next build will be very similar to what we did on this one here with the little cutouts here. little arches there. We're going to duplicate that, at least on the front bit. The top will be a little bit different, but I've started to lay some of the blocks in here, and I need to remove some of the dirt. This will be the entrance here. There'll be a side entrance on this side, and so we might eventually need to make a path of some kind that goes and joins the larger path up here. There's a path that goes through on the other side of this house. We'll have to link those up eventually, either that or put something down on the beach, but you know, whoever lives in this house needs a way to get home, so we'll have to worry about the roads and paths later. But for now, I want to finish clearing some of the dirt from inside this foundation area. And I want to make a bit of a staircase down to where the sugarcane farm is going to be. So we're going to dig that out now because I want to know where the room is that we're going to be building this farm in. So I think what we're going to do is put a staircase down just past the entrance here. So somewhere around here, it will begin to go down, and it'll be kind of like a basement. There's a frog up here. Yeah, I did breed some more frogs in between episodes and added them to the Froglight farm. So now we get the pearlescent froglights as well. We still don't have the verdant ones yet, though. No green frogs. We need a cold biome for that. All right, let's finish clearing this. And there goes my shovel. I'll see where this staircase leads, and we'll figure out where we want to clear a room for this build. And through the power of my speedy beacon-powered pickaxe, we have ourselves a room for a sugarcane farm. All dug out. This is a 15 by 7 room, and I've just dug out 5 blocks. We've got 5 blocks tall. So here's the stairs level over here that goes up to the structure above, and this is where the sugarcane farm is going to be. It's just going to be a simple 1-module farm, kind of like we have over at the Mushroom Island with the bamboo and sugarcane, but we're just going to do one small section. So right down this side will be the farm, and we need to place in the collection system next, followed by the water sources, and then the actual sugarcane itself. Okay, for the sake of time, I'm gonna speed run this sugarcane farm build quickly. I've got a water source right there that's infinite. We've got the collection system already in. That's gonna be this chest here. Behind it are hoppers, which go in each direction since I wanted the chest to be centered. These are just decorative blocks down here for now. And what I'm doing now is I want these dirt blocks, I want them all to be mud. So we're gonna go ahead and place water behind to hydrate these blocks, and then we're going to turn them all into mud. Once we have an infinite water source up here like so, it's easy just to pick up a new source and move it down to fill them all in. Like I said last time, you can use flowing water if you want to. I just don't like the sound of it, so I'm going to be filling this all in. Let's see, we'll just use a couple of blocks for now to get rid of this infinite water source down here because we don't need it. Cover that up. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to turn all these dirt blocks into mud by using a glass bottle. We can just fill it up here from the water source and turn all this dirt into mud. Mud, of course, is less than 1 block high, and so the hoppers below can pick up any items that drop on top. And so we've got all the mud filled in now. Next is going to be the lighting, and we're going to be using these ochre frog lights. So if we remove these torches, we can just go down the line here, filling in all of these spaces with light. This will make sure that anything growing on the mud has sufficient lighting to do so. And it also covers up the water to keep items from falling in there. Okay, so we've got our lighting in. Next is the pistons. The pistons go on top of the light, so we can just go back the way we came, placing a row of pistons all the way along. Okay, let's finish up this sugarcane farm because I'm almost out of time for this episode. Let's see, I want to replace this with a decorative block. Let's just grab some stone brick. That's what we usually use. What's in the chest? A little bit of stone got in there. Underneath the observers, we're going to use bamboo again. So let's plant that down. Put one here and one here. It's kind of strange having three. I usually do one at each end, but it's kind of a strange number of sugarcane blocks here. A little bit smaller farm than I usually make. Okay, we've got the sugarcane placed in now. So the farm should work as soon as the bamboo grows up in front of the observer. The pistons will activate and we'll start getting some good stuff into this farm. I do want to close the farm up, so let's grab some glass and some stone brick and just make sure that when the pistons activate, we're not losing a bunch of blocks. I'll put a temporary block there so I can get up and down, but what I want to do is put a row of these stone bricks here, and that covers up the hopper, which is nice. This one that was behind the chest. We can change this to a double chest later if we need to, but I think for now the output will be small enough that one chest will be sufficient. In fact, if we keep coming in here and emptying the farm, I may just switch this out for a barrel. All right, I need to put glass in place, but to save on glass, I'm going to go ahead and put in a row of blocks here. This will hide the observers, but that's okay. They'll still work behind this row of stone bricks. Let's place those all in, and then just to make the ends a little nicer, let's swap these out on each end for stone brick. There we go. There's some iron back there. That's fine. We have an iron farm. And to finish it off is the glass. Let's start at this end here, and we'll work backwards. And then this will allow us to see into the farm and also allow the light to come out from inside, which has a nice effect, especially when the sugarcane is in front of the light source. I like the way it looks. Okay, so we've got the glass placed in. Remove that temporary block there, and how'd we do? Yeah, it's a nice little sugarcane farm. We'll get some sugarcane coming in that we can craft into paper and trade to our new cartographer villager in the ship out there. Well, it looks like I'm out of time for this episode of Forever Hardcore. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode where we'll probably work on the next door build there, the one we started the foundation of behind me. And don't forget to leave your comments and name suggestions down below. Hello, Captain.